Hi, my name's Anthony, and we are the Estrellas. It's my wife Kelly, my son Samuel, my daughter Melody, and my daughter Faith. And we're here to talk about the Personhood bill.
I get to tell the story about how our family came together by adoption, and this is a very happy story. We waited many years, Anthony and I, we tried for at least 8 years to start our family, and children were not coming by the normal way. And we prayed and waited, and the land of adoption is something that can really move slow sometimes. Sometimes the money is impossible, and waiting for a child, there's so many people that are waiting, and there's so few babies that are placed. But our story is very happy because after so many years, there was a very happy day. And I remember it vividly because I was working in my garden that day, and the sorrow of all those years going by and wanting a child so badly were weighing on me so heavy that day I couldn't work in my garden anymore because my arms were so heavy and the sorrow was so great. And I remember just trying to make my arms obey, and they wouldn't obey. And so I went in the house and I walked upstairs and I laid down on the bed. And I was like a paralyzed person laying on the bed, and the phone rang. And it was a 15-year-old girl, and maybe she was 16 by then. And she told me that she had decided to place her unborn baby with us. And that baby was Samuel. And I don't know how to put that much joy into enough words that can tell you the joy. I went, jumped in the car and raced to where Anthony was working, and he was on a wall building a log home, running a chainsaw, and I stood there with tears pouring down my face, and I told him that we were going to have a baby. And I guess the next part of the story that's my favorite part is when Anthony and I were standing in a room, and it was full of people, and Samuel's birth mother walked into the room holding this little bundle, and she walked through the room and she walked up to me and she handed me this bundle, and I took the baby and held that baby, and I looked around and everybody in the entire room had burst into tears. They were all crying like little babies, and I don't know how to share what a beautiful and what a good thing that is. And the next wonderful thing that happened was when Samuel was about 3, pushing 4, I got another phone call, and it was about this one. And the voice said, oh, I had been praying and praying about my next child, and the voice said, there's going to be a healthy black baby girl. She'll be born tomorrow. Are you ready? And I felt my heart. Usually it stays down here. And my heart went, whoosh, it went into my throat. And I could barely speak. And they said, are you ready? And my voice came out like a squeak. And I said, yes, 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 we're ready. And it was Melody. And we went to get our girl. And then 11 months later, we got another phone call, and it was about Faith, that one. And I got off the phone, and I was shaking my head. I couldn't believe the joy. And I told Samuel, who was only 4, Samuel, we got a phone call, and you could have another baby sister. They said she's due to be born in a week. And Samuel said, a week? I can't wait for a week. He said, I'm going to be praying the baby will be born today. And I said, honey, you don't understand. They said she's due in a week. The baby might not be born for 2 weeks, maybe not longer. And Samuel said, I'm going to pray the baby's born today. And he took his little hands and started praying. And I said, stop that praying, Samuel. And that afternoon, do you remember the attorney called? And the attorney said, you won't believe what happened. The baby was born that day, and that was March 15th. And Faith's birthday is coming up, and she's going to be 18 this March 15th. And I don't know if anybody can see what a beautiful picture this is and what a happy story this is. And I would have been a childless woman, and I am so rich. There's no words. And that's the end of my story. You guys get to talk.
That I was adopted into. I had the opportunity to meet my birth family when I was 18, and they're doing well, and I love them, and I am extremely grateful for the choice that my birth mom made, and I know for a fact that I would not be the person that I am today if I wasn't adopted into the family that I was, and if my mom hadn't have made that choice. It wasn't my birth dad's idea, that I know that, and my birth mom decided to keep me anyways and find a good family, and if she hadn't have done that, I never would have been able to share what we have. And I have friends my age that were raised in okay families, and they don't have what I have. You know, in normal families. I've done well for myself, and I can't point to anything else but God's grace that I was placed, and these two to teach me who I am. Yeah, I have friends who are much better well off than our family was, and much less prepared for the world. And I don't even want to imagine what it would have looked like if I wasn't able to grow up the way I did with the people I did.
We have these beautiful children because their birth mothers chose life for their children, and we're eternally thankful.